CloudWatch posted an error from 10 minutes in the future. I was staring at the log stream, watching the latest entries roll in, when an event with a timestamp ahead of my system clock slid into the feed. It named our service, our region, our function, and a stack trace that ended in a line number my file didn't have yet. Type error cannot read properties of undefined reading currency at payments, TS74. My local payments, TS ended at 63. I flipped to VS Code and made sure I hadn't accidentally checked out someone else's branch. Git status was clean. No untracked files, no pending changes. The pre-commit hooks were the same lint and format scripts we'd used for a year. Slack pinged. The on-call channel lit up with a message by the bot we'd retired last spring. PagerDuty bot deactivated mentioned you and hash on-call heads up, API error at 9:17. Rollback ready. I scrolled. The bot name was greyed out with the little tombstone icon Slack uses for deactivated users. The message looked like any other alert, complete with the Rumbook link and the right emojis. Only the bot's token had been revoked last May after the contractor who set it up left. Chrome took me to the Rumbook. It was our internal conference page cached in my browser from last week. The content hadn't changed, but the last updated text said in 8 minutes. My editor started whispering. VS Code ghost texted a suggestion into my empty commit message box, revert, payments, null fix my fault, rolling back. I don't use Copilot for commits. I barely use it at all. I disabled the extension months ago after it tried to autocomplete profanity in a code comment. I opened the extensions pane anyway and confirmed. Copilot off. Get lens on. EaseLint prettier, our theme, remote WSL. Nothing that should type apologies for me. I hovered over the suggestion. The tooltip said to suggestion local. No source. I tried to break the spell like it was just a weird cache. I added a guard at the top of the function, if payment, currency return. I bumped the code with meaningless comments until the error line would be nowhere near 74. Another CloudWatch event slid into place. Same error. Different line number. 79 this time. Timestamp 9:17:6. It was 9:9 on my Windows clock. I checked NTP. My time server was fine. Work laptop on Ethernet, syncing to our corporate pool. Frames time matched. His commit timestamps matched. Only CloudWatch was early and Slack was smug. A DM arrived, not from a person but from Slackbot. Reminder set, revert payments at 9:19. I hadn't set it. I clicked view reminder. It showed as created by me. I tried to reproduce the error locally. We don't have a full copy of prod data, but I could mock the edge cases. Nothing through. I pushed a dummy branch and ran tests in GitHub Actions. The workflow started, and then, halfway through, a new annotation appeared as if someone had typed it into the logs. This will fail. It was attached to a file in a repo that didn't exist, payments migration backup TS. I searched the repo. No such file. I searched the recent PR. Nothing. At 9:16, a new message appeared in hash deploys, posted by BuildKiteBot. We don't use BuildKite, we use Actions. It was a paste of the same stack trace from CloudWatch plus rollback started ETA 9:19. My boss messaged me a question mark. I told her I was looking into time skew. That I might have to bounce some ASG. That maybe someone has configured a retention window and we were seeing old logs. She wrote OK and then, who reactivated PagerDuty bot? I said no one. At 9:17 exactly, the prod channel filled with red. The same error lit up CloudWatch for real with the same request ID, the same function version. The same useless line number. Our API gateway spiked 500s for about 30 seconds, then settled. The rollback message posted at 9:19, and nothing rolled back. No pipelines ran. No new AMI. It was just text, like a heartbeat from an empty shell. I pulled the logs by request ID. The payload included a user ID from a partner we'd only enabled in staging. I checked the console. Somebody had toggled the feature flag to true in prod for a minute and then flipped it back. The audit log said my user. I was logged into the console, yes. But I hadn't left the logs page. My hands were on my lap. The only place my password existed that was my brain was in the Windows Credential Manager and the sealed Password Manager extension. VS Code ticked again. I hadn't touched the keyboard. Grey text cracked across the screen in a comment above the guard I wrote. It's fine. It was going to happen. I typed who are you? The letters felt ridiculous in a code file. The suggestion responded, overlaid on my next line. Not user. My mailbox pinged. GitHub sent a security email. Our login to your account was just used from a new device. The IP belonged to GitHub itself. The user agent was GitHub app/hookshot. That happens when apps trigger runs and comments. We didn't have any apps installed beyond the default checks. Git blame on payments, TS attributed the guard I wrote to me with the right hash. The empty lines around it had no blame. When I clicked in the gutter, VS Code showed a ghost commit with the message I'd seen suggested earlier, authored by me, dated in 3 minutes. The diff was exactly what I planned to do as a safe fix if something went wrong. I closed my laptop and went to the kitchen. Ate a cereal bar standing up. The house was quiet. The fridge hung like a far server room. When I came back, Windows had locked. I signed in and found my terminal open to an UTMUX pane I hadn't created. The pane was Tales of Our Prov logs with a simple grep for 9:17. The cursor flickered and then moved right like someone was about to type. I killed the process and unplugged the Ethernet cable. The log stream kept moving for a few seconds and then stopped. Slack went red with reconnecting. I stared at the payments function. The ghost suggestion faded. For a heartbeat the editor was empty of any voice but mine. Then a little grey text reappeared, not in my code but in the empty description field of a draft PI I didn't remember opening. Pro, C CloudWatch group /source/lambda /payments handler stream 2025/11/24/ all the latest. It was 2025. I clicked the link anyway. The page loaded. It shouldn't have. The stream existed with no vents, and at the top, the filter pattern was pre-filled with a GID I recognized. It was the request ID from the error we would have tomorrow. The console status bar said local time 01. It was 9:31 p.m. I know clocks drift. I know race conditions cascade. I know background services do things you forget you told them to do. But I also know the shape of my own typing, a pass I reach for without thinking, the words I choose when I am about to get yelled at in #exec. And I know what my editor looks like when someone else has their hands in it. It looks like a suggestion you didn't ask for, telling you what you were going to say. I'm not going to try to outsmart it again. I pushed the safe fix. I set a real reminder to check the flag in the morning. I closed Slack and the console and left the logs alone. Before I shut down, I opened a new file notes and need to write this out because I want a record that isn't a log or a DM or an annotation written by something with my name. As soon as I typed the first line, VS Code offered me the last one. It's not code. It's a timestamp, and it's my voice, and it ends with my cursor blinking, waiting for me to catch up.